Hello everyone, my name is Sydney Aguero, and today I would like to talk about something that is very crucial. It's something that impacts all of us, yet we might overlook it. What I'm going to present today is essential not only for national security, but also for small conveniences that we might take granted of. The topic I'm going to be talking about is situational awareness in the context of critical infrastructure. Now, a question that commonly is asked when talking about this subject is, what is situational awareness? In easy to understand terms, situational awareness is the ability to understand the events happening around you in real time so you can identify any potential threats and respond with accuracy and speed. As Al-Rawali 2023 puts, it's the perception of current conditions and their consequences for both the present and the future. In other words, it's not just about seeing what's happening, but also understanding it, analyzing it, and predicting what might come from this event and acting accordingly. Why is situational awareness so important, you might be thinking? The importance of situational awareness, especially regarding critical infrastructure, cannot be overstated. Critical infrastructure includes the systems and assets that are vital to our country, and without them, our security, public health, and safety would be completely different. An example of this is if we wake up and find out that our water system has been completely compromised. There are now toxins, poisonous chemicals in our water. There would be a very small amount of time left to figure out a solution, as within a couple of days, we would most likely die off. We can't live without water, and unless we had a solution put in place to get water and bring it to the mass areas that are losing their water, there would be a problem. Or another example, if a cyber attack happened and it took down the national communication networks, there would be no internet, no cell service, no way to contact anybody or the emergency services. This would quickly spread panic through everybody, and miscommunication could go all around about what this could be, and recovery could be chaotic. It would be hard. In 2019, the United States Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, or known as CISA, released a list of 55 critical functions that our society depends on. 2 of them being the water system and the national communication networks. These aren't just conveniences that help us get through our everyday lives, they're critical lifelines. The water system's healthcare facilities, energy grids, transportation networks, financial services, these are all very necessary in our daily lives, and without them, we would be lost. They also are interconnected, meaning if one system fails, it can trigger a domino effect, leading to another system failing, and worst case scenario, all of the systems failing. If we're not ready for this situation, it could be critical. It could be very bad. This is why early detection and situational awareness are critical. Some examples of situational awareness. In 2010, a cyber attack known as the Stuxnet targeted Iran's nuclear facilities. It was an unprecedented cyber weapon. This shows that cyber situational awareness protects critical infrastructure. Another example, just with earthquakes happening, we are able to detect a difference in the shaking, and with these detections, we're able to send out alerts, let people know that an earthquake is possibly happening, to take shelter, to bring all their loved ones in, to, if they have time, evacuate. This can lead to less tragedies and less destruction in general. These examples show how understanding the environment and acting quickly can make a difference. There are 3 important key things in order to make situational awareness that much better and also infiltrate it throughout our community and government. The first way is technology. Today's critical infrastructures rely heavily on technology. Some of the technology that we use are advanced surveillance cameras, drones monitoring vast areas, sensors, and cybersecurity platforms. All these systems work together to detect threats early on. Artificial intelligence also allows us to be able to spot trends and any abnormalities in these trends. For example, along with the earthquake one, if the sensors go straight across and then something underground happens and the sensors go off grid, artificial intelligence is able to detect that, letting us know that there is reason to believe that something is unusual going on. Then they go further in detail with it and then alert the public. Another example is if a hacker is trying to gain login to, for example, the Federal Bureau of Intelligence, they would be able to detect login attempts and find out that it was a hacker. In this case, they're keeping our national security safe. Another key to enhancing situational awareness is training. While technology is a great use, if people are not trained on how to understand the data and act from that, then technology would be useless. Research from the Department of Homeland Security shows that human error is one of the biggest vulnerabilities in protecting infrastructure. It's important from this to do regular drills, emergency simulations, and continuously educate the people in critical infrastructure. As we know from jobs, the only way to get better is to be trained more. For example, in my job, I am continuously taking training classes to better understand what I'm supposed to be doing, how to keep the people around me safe, and in case of emergencies, what I'm going to do. For another example, airline pilots, they train with flight simulators for emergency scenarios. In comparison, infrastructure operators need to train emergency shutdowns, if a cybersecurity breach happens, and how to evacuate the area. This training can help to build the confidence in people, allowing for the reaction time to be quicker and smoother when something does happen. The third part of enhancing situational awareness is collaboration. Collaboration is great because government agencies and facilities are able to gather information and share it with each other so that one person's information can become another. That way it's a full circle. Everyone knows the same things. If something comes out of order, they are knowing of it. If a power plant detects a cyber attack, the information can be shared right away to another power plant and help them defend too. The United States General Accounting Office in 2004 said that collaboration builds faster response networks. You could think of it like a neighborhood watch program. If one neighbor notices suspicious activity, they're able to alert the rest of the community and keep them safe. There are challenges when it comes to achieving full situational awareness. Of course, there are going to be challenges with anything, especially keeping everyone safe. Some of the barriers include data overload. Systems might generate a mass amount of data, which can make it difficult to sort through in real time. For example, criminal data, if we're constantly getting phone calls and information about criminals, it can be hard to detect what is serious and what is not. Another example is budget. Money is, of course, an issue, and It can be hard for facilities and organizations to afford defenses, cybersecurity defenses, training programs, all of that. It is costly, and while it does have a lasting effect and can help better the facility, the organization, it can be hard to afford that. And complacency. If there is a period without incidents, organizations can perhaps lower their guard, meaning if an organization goes 2 years without an incident happening, they might think that they don't need newer cybersecurity defenses, that they don't need to pay for that anymore, leading to them being vulnerable. Obviously, more vulnerable people means more information can be breached, meaning our critical infrastructures are at risk. And again, like we talked about earlier, it's a domino effect. One system or infrastructure is at risk, it can lead to more being at risk. To overcome these challenges, investments must be made on software, hardware, but also a culture needs to be created that values the awareness that they must have. For the future, what does the future hold? Experts can predict that the use of predictive and analytics will rise. These are tools that don't just detect a problem, but anticipate it before it actually occurs. We're using trends, we're using cybersecurity, we're using all of the measures we can to ensure that we are knowing when a problem might happen. And when something even as small as a little kink in the earth, we're able to rise above and figure out what is happening. There are also cities being built that have sensors that monitor the air pollution to make sure that there's no harmful toxins in the air, the water quality, again, to make sure there's no harmful toxins in the water, and the use of energy. That way they are able to be aware of all times of everything being used. And again, if something happens, if there's an alert about something wrong with the water, instead of putting thousands and thousands of people in harm's way, they're able to detect that early on and make sure that it is fixed in real time. No, we're not waiting until a problem happens. We are anticipating it and being prepared for it. Imagine a world where city officials are alerted that a cyber attack attempt on the communication system happens before all technology blacks out. That's the future we want. We want to be able to know that that's going to happen. We want to be prepared for that. And situational awareness is going to help us with that. Why should this matter to you? While I've been talking, you may be thinking, why should I care about this? Why does this matter to me? Why do I need to be educated on situational awareness? And why do I need to know about critical infrastructures? A lot of people don't know what critical infrastructure is, what it is in terms of your safety. It's important to note that critical infrastructure is what makes someone's day go by that much smoother. In conclusion, situational awareness is not just a technical term, it's what helps us live our lives. It's a lifeline. It's a critical skill set that protects the systems we count on every day without even realizing it. We wouldn't even know a life without a water system, or a communication system, or an electric system. Like, all of this stuff, we wouldn't even know if we didn't have situational awareness to protect these critical infrastructures. We wouldn't know a life without all this stuff. Without it, our critical infrastructures are vulnerable. The water, the healthcare, the communication, the electricity. Without situational awareness, it all can come crumbling down. And we, of course, don't want to see that. With strong awareness, advanced tools, trained personnel, technology, collaboration, we can ensure that critical infrastructure remains strong and we are ready for everything. All of us play a part by supporting investments in public safety, staying informed, doing our part to make sure that we are staying as up to date and involved as we can. Situational awareness can prevent disaster tomorrow, today. Thank you.